When you're in crisis, you're looking for someone to ask so you can tell them that you're struggling. I don't know what's going to happen when I tell you something, and I need to know that I'm not going to suddenly be yanked out of a safe place or a safe zone, because that will cause more crisis problems.
You explain what happens when you go into crisis.
Crisis is a long building thing, and it starts slowly and builds up and up and up until the point where I'm thinking about it every day. So going to the GP at that point, I think when you're in crisis, you're looking for someone to ask so you can tell them that you're struggling, because nobody likes telling anyone that they're in crisis. It gets scary really quickly, and people jump to sectioning or all of these restraints, and so you just don't want to tell anyone because you're absolutely terrified if someone asks and you're honest that you're going to get in trouble. So going to the GP might be a really scary experience, but also part of me is looking for that GP to ask so I can tell someone. The scary part of it is not knowing what's going to happen after I've told someone, really. I'm happy to tell anyone anything all the time. I'm scared of what you're going to do afterwards, especially I've had therapeutic professionals who have said, well-meaningly, I've said something related to being in crisis, and they said, you can't tell me that because I might have to report it. And I've now learned, right, so I have to lie to you. You've not learned there for me to tell you only when it's an emergency. I've learned to lie, which I recognise at the time that is a problem. But for me, it's, I don't know what's going to happen when I tell you something, and I need to know that I'm not going to suddenly be yanked out of a safe place or a safe zone and taken outside my control really quickly, because that will cause more crisis problems. If someone says, you know, you're in a state where you're like, nothing's getting better and I'm really worried and I don't want to be here anymore, and someone says, right, I'm going to take away all the things you find comforting and your phone and everything you find safe, and we're going to put you somewhere new, you don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. It's scary. So going to the GP can be a dangerous experience in crisis, but what most people in crisis are looking for is someone to talk to who won't jump straight to the extremes. I think that is the really, really hard thing about crisis, is you need to talk to a medical professional, but a medical professional can also do the things that scare you most. Sometimes you just need someone to listen and give you good advice, or tell you that it's going to be all right. Or, you know, when I'm in crisis, I'm thinking, can I be here anymore? Can I keep dealing with the level of stuff I'm dealing with? Is it going to get better? And when I'm in crisis, I need someone to say, it is going to get better, or here's how things might get better. Here's how you'll survive. Here's how you'll get through it. And I need someone to kind of talk about that with, because you're often on your own and you're only validating your own thoughts, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So I need someone to non-judgmentally listen and say, you're going to be all right. And that can be a little bit hard sometimes with crisis, because I have very, you know, they like to say everybody who's gone through crisis we're all in the same boat, but some of my stuff is very specific and not everybody is equipped to talk about that stuff. I understand that, but sometimes I really need someone who understands what I'm talking about, who can say with education, you're going to be all right. Because, you know, crisis isn't all stuff in your head anymore. We're in a really scary world sometimes these days, and people need reassurance. Even though the world is really scary, we have survived worse and we will get through this one.